What's up, everybody? This is Nick, and you're joining us once again for Micro Mini Lightning Newscast, where we bring you news in 10 minutes. News you can use and the only news you need to know. And as always, I'm joined by my friend and fellow newscaster.
This is Eric.
And Eric, today we have stories, kind of some smelly stories, some stories that stink.
That's right, we do.
And of course, that brings us to our favorite topic of poo.
Yeah.
Poo and poo-related topics.
And ironically, do any of these happen in California? I don't think so. Nope. No California stories. It's garbage state, but nothing poo about them right now.
They're a garbage state, not a poo state.
Well, I got some garbage news, too, that involves poo.
All right. Well, as always, we have 10 minutes. We put 10 minutes on our friend, the Death Star, guest star, Death Star. Whatever you want to call it. And here we go. Eric, you're bringing us these stories in 3, 2, 1. Eric, hit us with that first story.
I don't know if you've heard this, Nick. We talked a little bit off mic about it. A New Jersey school superintendent has been arrested after allegedly, repeatedly pooping on a neighboring school district's track and field.
Well, I'm assuming this is some kind of rivalry thing.
I've looked and tried to figure that out myself. I've seen no news articles speaking of like this being some sort of rivalry. I've not found that. The superintendent, I have to read his name, Tara Maglini. Yeah,
It's a favorite dish at Olive Garden.
Yes, delicious.
Yes.
Delicious. It's like this brown dish. It's like these
kind of runny.
Yeah, these like soupy with balls in it of
some corn.
Soft. Yeah, there you go. But apparently, Mr. Tremaglini, he's a runner. I found out. I've read multiple articles about him, and he's a 42-year-old. He's running marathons, and so he runs on a regular basis. But for some reason, he couldn't contain himself during his runs. And I have yet to find out.
I see what you did there. He couldn't contain the runs. I got you.
So they kept finding human feces on the track or the field of this school, and the Holmendale Township school district, and the police set up some cameras to try to figure out what was pooping or who was pooping, and they discovered it was Mr. Teramaglini doing his morning number 2 during his run on the track. Apparently, yeah, he's a runner, and runners run every morning because you know how runners are. They're crazy.
Yeah,
they just obsessed with running. So hey, and that happens. You get some mud butt, you got to go, but. Come on. If he's even running 5 miles, he shouldn't get that. I mean, he can hold himself for 5 miles. And I thought you mentioned that there are bathrooms just a little ways away.
Well, in my investigation of this story, I, of course, went to this track. Not more than 80 steps, Eric. 80 steps, which is nothing for any kind of runner. This man apparently runs marathons. 80 steps is nothing. He should be able to run to these porta potties that are only 80 steps away.
Yeah, I mean, come on. When you're running, that's no time at all. And updating my news. Sorry, Dr. Teramaglini. So I didn't throw that dot. I just found out he was a doctor. Wow. He's currently on paid leave. And because he's not facing an indictment, he's on paid leave. So I'm
he
curious.
Apparently has made no statement whatsoever, and
there's nothing.
And one of my sources who tried to reach out for him got a terse no comment from this gentleman. He refused to make any kind of comment. He was apparently kind of rude about it. I don't understand. I mean, you have no problem pooing in public. So why would be your problem with, I don't know, saying something about why you poo in public?
I mean, yeah, come on. Man, that's crazy.
Well, and as we've learned, Eric, we also found out that our good friend, the Mad Pooper from Colorado, if you remember that story.
I do remember that story.
We somehow missed it, but her lawyer came out through a lawyer, and she said she was sorry to these people. And not only that, as we've, and Mr. Tragmalini or
Tiramisu. Tiramisu.
He can fall back on the same thing that her lawyer said, which is it is protected by the First Amendment and is just the same thing as a person breastfeeding in public.
That sounds not right at all. I don't think that's
Eric,
how that
a
works.
lawyer said it, and they are the smartest among us.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. Well, let's move past that. I mean, let's get into, there was a new study. Apparently people study something called soft matter science. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This study came out of the Soft Matter Journal. Yes, that's the name of it. It's an official journal. The Georgia Institute of Technology.
It's called Squishy Science.
That's right. Reported their detailed study of all mammals take about 12 seconds to poop. And what they're talking about that is no matter the length of the rectum range, either from 4 to 47 centimeters, it only takes 12 seconds plus or minus 7 seconds for a mammal to defecate. That actually from dropping trout to pushing out, I guess. I don't know how they're that, like once it starts moving, it starts going. I guess no matter the length, it takes about give or take 12 seconds. This was a study done on animals as small as cats to as large as elephants. And it sounds like an appropriate study coming out of Georgia.
I have a lot of questions. Who does this study? Who is the guy that sits there with a stopwatch behind a cat or a elephant or a human and goes, "All right, go." And they have to poop there. And they come up, not only that, they come up with a standard They apparently charted it enough to come up with a standard deviation. They did it on, I imagine a bell curve is what I'm picturing. See,
well, that's the plus or minus 7 seconds.
I mean, this is a standard deviation of plus or minus 7 seconds.
Yeah. Animals discharge feces within a range of sizes and shapes. Such variations as long has been used to track animals as well as to diagnose illness in both humans and animals, which aren't humans animals, so aren't we animals? However, the physics by which feces are discharged remained poorly understood. So they took videography from zoos in Atlanta and just, I guess, used that to kind of measure all this and made a mathematical model of defecation.
I want to say congratulations, number one, to the team that decided to do this. Number two, to whoever funded this, well done.
Yeah, tax dollars at work. I mean, the Institute of Technology, that's a state school, so.
Yeah.
Thank you, Georgia.
Well done, everyone. Well done. You all are a heck of a team, but your work is crappy.
Ah, ha, ha, ha.
See what I did there, Eric?
I did see it. I liked it.
You know how long it took me to make that joke?
Were you just trying to push it in the whole time?
I was.
Or push it out?
Eric, it took me 12 seconds, give or take 7 seconds.
To get that going?
To get that joke going.
Man, you did a good job.
Thank you.
That's a pretty turd of a joke.
It was.
Right. Well, our last poop extravaganza story.
A poo-tastic voyage.
We got them all coming, guys. A train filled with human poop is stuck outside of an Alabama town. The town only has roughly about 900 people in it, but that doesn't matter. It is causing 982 people in this town. It is causing the town to be overran by flies. And you may be asking, why is there train cars filled with human feces in this Alabama town? And that is the question you should be asking.
I know why.
Why?
Well, my friends, let me explain something to you. Alabama's backwood people.
Okay.
They have probably been pooping in these train cars for
generations.
They don't understand the indoor plumbing. This is how they go, is in these train cars.
Close. It's the ones pooping and transporting the poop are the people from New York City.
New York City?
Yeah, apparently the laws in New York City are really strict on disposing of human waste. And the laws down in Alabama are much more lenient. And so far, various other places in the South, laws are much more lenient. And it was on its way to be disposed of in a landfill. And it's poop, but it's more like, it's called biosolids. And it's like a refined, I don't know what that, enhanced poop. It's like
It's super poop?
I guess. I really don't understand. It goes through a process to probably like intensify it.
I know what has happened.
Yeah,
okay,
tell me.
This is I saw a documentary on this once called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Obviously this poop has hit the ooze.
Yes,
and
that's
has become super poop.
Well, I mean, are the Ninja Turtles
Teenage Mutant Ninja poop?
Are they in New York City?
Yes, they are in New York City.
That's okay. Well, biodiesel is a nutrient-rich organic material resulting from the treatment of domestic sewage in a treatment facility, according to the EPA.
Well, this also backs up a theory I've had for a long time.
What's that?
That New York's greatest export is crap.
Hey, no, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
We have the proof right here. However, this train was headed to a landfill in a town. I can't remember the name of the town in Alabama, and there was an injunction stopping it. Oh, and it got pulled over in this town and has been sitting in this town, waiting to go to the Big Sky landfill located 20 miles east of the parish, Alabama, according to AP. But it's just in limbo, so it's just sitting there, causing the town to stink and rot.
Huh. Well, that's unfortunate.
I hate how New York's ruining even towns down in Alabama. New York, stick to your own, ruining your own state, New York City.
Well, I wouldn't say they're really ruining too much in Alabama. There's
more even playing field, more par.
Yeah, I was going to say this is kind of a even ground here, but I just, that's sad.
That is sad.
You really hate to hear that kind of crap happening to people. All right, Eric, why don't you tell them where they can find us?
No bull, guys. You can find us all over the internet. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Stitcher. Just search for Pull Up a Chair Podcast. You can find us there. Even Miss Alexa, just ask her to play the Pull Up a Chair Podcast, and she will start. Our beautiful voices will start coming out of her cylindrical body. That sounded weird. And you can also find us on Twitter, just at Pull Up a Chair Pod. And if you have any questions, throw it at that, or on Facebook, and we will be apt to reply.
Yes, throw it at that. What's the it we're throwing, Eric? Are we monkeys? Are we throwing poo?
Maybe. We'll take whatever we can get.
Well, my friends, that has brought us to the end of this poo-tastic voyage. Thank you for joining us. We hope that you learned a little bit about yourself, how long it takes you to poo. 12 seconds, give or take 7 seconds.
That's right.
And on that information, with that knowledge, we tell you to go forth. See this great world. Just don't go to Alabama where the poo trains are. Have yourself a great day.
Bye.